And, for me, I was like, okay, like watching the trailer and all of that and just the launch itself, I was like, okay, so, Diana Bahati, she has all these million kids that she has, right? So if like her JJ is to be stretched, would it be because of the 35 million kids that she has, or would it be because of the trail of men from her past? Because wanaume ni wanyama bro. So I'm just from watching an interview of DJ Shiti from this podcast called the Mic Check Podcast. The reason the podcast is a really, really, really good podcast. But one reason that I'm one of the biggest haters of this podcast is the fact that these guys just subscribe to the nonsensical views of the guests that come to their show. These guys kiss ass a lot. These guys, bro, when someone is spewing out nonsense, but hata kama they are your guests, you're trying to make a good impression and all of that shit, call that bullshit out, bana. Call bullshit out, bana. Call a spade for being a spade, call a spoon for being a spoon. So DJ Shiti was on this podcast, and I've always liked DJ Shiti. I've always respected DJ Shiti's craft a lot. Still do, actually. This doesn't change my views on DJ Shiti as an artist, right? As a creative. But it damn sure does change a lot on matters how I view him as human being. And from this particular interview, DJ Shiti comes across as an asshole. The reason I say this is because we're Africans, and notion ya sijui black tax ilitokanga wapi. This is a very, very Western notion. We are Africans, and I believe Africans, we have what is called, is it communal responsibility, yeah? For the lack of a better word, let me call it communal responsibility, in that ule mse ameomoka kwa mbogi is not a must, but it's always good lift the rest of the mbogi. And picking from what the viral pastor was saying the other day concerning the warriors and all of that, is that when you look at the arrows and the warriors, wanasaidiananga kifamilia, unaget, they lift each other rather as family a lot. Unapata kama mtu mmoja kona duka, amepata duka place fulani, ataorganize venye maybe mwenzake atapata, anaweza fungua cafeteria. And when I say mwenzake, I mean family. Ataorganize venye maybe kuzo wake who's good at catering and all that, food, hizo nini, hiyo industry ya food, vitu kama hizo. These are just hypothetical examples I'm giving, definitely, yeah? Ataorganize venye mse mwingine atapata nini hapo, ataorganize mse mwingine apate super, afungue super hiyo area, ataorganize mtu mwingine deal na fruits, ataorganize mtu mwingine anauza ma TV and all of that shit, and eventually we have an Isili, in quotation marks, right? Sasa this is the problem sasa with watu ushago kama DJ Shiti, when wametoka ushago from, and forgive me for saying this, from, for the lack of a better word, fucked up families. Mtu ametoka from a polygamous family where there's the father was probably never present in one particular household, more so than the other, right? And this hatred grows, and then unapata sasa huyu mtu anaanza kupin anga yake na hatred yake towards this other family, because ana feel maybe baba yake was putting was giving more attention to the other family, vitu kama hizo. You know, this is also another hypothetical example. All right. So unapata mtu amekam Nairobi, because we all know DJ Shiti's. We all know DJ Shiti's story, right? So DJ Shiti came to Nairobi. He called family members to host him, and they switched off their phones on him. First of all, number one, before you go to Nairobi to have your family members or relatives host you, you need to call them in advance. 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, or even give them a year in advance to plan, and tell them, uncle, auntie, I'm planning on coming to Nairobi to do this and this and this. I was hoping, or rather asking, or rather requesting, that you host me for such and such a period as I do whatever I'm doing. And eventually I'll find a way, once I get my footing, I can move out. Just because it's your relatives or family, don't feel so entitled to just show up or rather pop up. Una get? Especially relatives, don't just feel so entitled to just pop up, or rather just call a week in advance and say, I'm coming to Nairobi to stay for like a whole year. Can you host me? This person has privacy. You need to understand that in advance, unaona. So you need to forewarn them at least a year in advance or 6 months in advance. Ndo mtu ajipange vizuri, eke mikakati in place, you know, prepare even psychologically and say, okay, so now I'm going to be hosting so and so for this such and such a period. Do not get? So I know DJ Shiti's story. For me, I've never sided with him. Una get? I've never sided with him. Your period yote anasemanga sijui he called his family members. He was coming to Nairobi host, and then they switched off their phones on him. I just believe he hadn't forewarned them in advance. Una get? So I guess that anger DJ Shiti has is what is the same anger that he's projecting on his brothers, on his sisters, on his nieces and his nephews. So just to give you a brief summary of the podcast, that particular section that has got me act, if you do not understand, if you retarded motherfuckers out there do not understand what act means, go and Google that shit. I'm not here to explain to you our colonial masters language. Unasikia? So DJ Shiti ameomoka. The mother now, which is very normal in an African setup, the mother now tells him, hey, sa umeomoka, can you at least sasa jaribu kushikilia ndugu yako mkono, jaribu kushikilia nisu wako mkono and all of that. DJ Shiti never wanted to do any of that shit. Unaget? I think he still has that anger, unajua, that trauma from the rejection he got from his relatives when he's starting out. So he's projecting it all out on his brothers and his other relatives, which for me I feel is just stupid and wrong. Unaget? So DJ Shiti is here. He's telling people out there, yo, you shouldn't even be helping out your siblings. You should only be helping out your children. Bro, I disagree with DJ Shiti strongly, bana. And I would give him a good example. Just 2, not even 2, at 3. But let's go with the notable examples. Let's start with Jalang'o. Jalang'o, when his father died, he asked Jalang'o to make sure he educates his siblings. Do you know what Jalang'o did? When Jalang'o aliomoka, he educated his siblings all the way to all the way to university level, and akacha watu wake at least wamepata job and all, wako sawa, wako stable, wanaweza jitegemea. Ndo jamaa sasa akarudi shule to do that stupid course he did, at least so that he can get a government seat. Unaget? And I applaud Jalang'o for that, manze. And Jalang'o is forever blessed. You know, personally, as Anonymous team, I'm very spiritual and I'm a Christian, and I believe that is part of the success of Jalang'o. Unaget? Secondly, my personal favorite, YY. Look at what YY did with the sister, manze. Because me, I love, if there's like a relationship I really adore bana is YY's relationship with his baby sister Bridget bana. YY right now, the sister is in an international school. Look at what he's done with his brother bana. YY J achilia watu wake mkono. Like YY is so passionate about his people bana, and that is why YY is so successful at what he does bana. I think yani he just has the hand of God on him because of the mouth he's feeding, and you know, the lives is changing bana. Family, for me, I believe family is everything. Family is everything. It doesn't matter what they do to you. Your siblings can be thieves, they wakuwe wachawi, wakuwe wauaji, they still remain to be your siblings manze. And especially if you're like the oldest, not necessarily the oldest, as long as wendo umeomoka kwa familia, if you're the breadwinner bana, chukua tu nini, just take up the responsibility bana. Let's adopt that communal nini, your communal responsibility. Saidia familia, saidia relatives. Unajua, when you die, it's your family or your relatives, regardless of how bad they are. When you die, hao ndo watachangisha. If you're poor, watachangisha, and they'll make sure that they bury you decently at your ancestral land. If there are things that you need to forgive bana, I think when God puts you at in a certain position rather, you're a leader. Unajua, because I'd say sasa DJ Shiti in his family, he's the leader. Unajua, you're a leader. You bring people together. Tell people you did such and such and such and such thing to me when I was struggling. It hurt me. It broke my heart. And I just wanted us to clear the air. I forgive you guys. Nini, blah, blah, blah. And let's just work towards this not happening to, you know, our children, you know, the children in the family. That is what leaders are supposed to do. So for someone like DJ Shiti to come out and ignorantly say at yo ufai kusaidia siblings hata wakikufa, you know, using such stupid nonsensical terminologies is just backward and primitive. Secondly, the other reason why I feel like DJ Shiti as a human being, as a creative, is dope. He's really dope. But as a human being, the other reason as a human being, I feel like DJ Shiti is an asshole, is him, you know, watering down, what should we call them? The TikTok stars, but bro, whether you like it or not, TikTok has made people you never thought would be famous. Whether you like it, whether I like it, whether your mother likes it, whether your father likes it, whether anyone in the whole damn world likes it, TikTok has made stars out of people we never thought would be stars. So I believe you as a star, you as a celebrity, you holding the seat that you hold in the entertainment industry, you're not supposed to go out in lackluster podcast, and start putting down these people. If anything, unafaa kuwa sasa una welcome hawa watu, you know, even leverage on their influence, welcome them to your nini. Your nini unasema, what was he calling it? He was calling it training. He was saying TikTok imefanya watu hawana training kukua stars. And he was giving stupid examples like them being called by parliamentarians, you know, to events, you know, meetings, and saying that these people do not have the, you know, is it the mental capability or the capacity to call out bullshit, in this parliamentarians. DJ Shiti, when have you as an artist ever called out a bullshit from a politician? Ni lini wewe kama DJ Shiti ushaisimama ukasema a member of parliament X and X and X alifanya? Mimi myself, in my small capacity, I've always, as much as I like Babu Owino as a leader, I still think he deserves to be in jail bana. Unaona? I still think he's a fucked up human being. He shot a DJ in point blank bana, with intention to kill this DJ. This motherfucker never ended up in jail. He corrupted his way out of going to prison, and somehow akajaribu kusaidia DJ Evolve kufunika makosa yake na kuconvince Wakenya wajinga, na Wakenya stupid, Wakenya wajinga, Wakenya mafala waka, you know, wakafunikwa macho. And and I've never seen DJ Shiti, you know, call that bullshit out. Sauti Sol called that bullshit out, bro. You know, I like Babu Owino as a politician. I do, honestly, I do. I feel like he'd be a pretty good governor. I feel like he'd be a pretty good president. But let's be honest, he deserves to be in jail. Babu Owino should have been jailed for attempted murder. Whether he would have been jailed for 14 years, for 20 years, let him go, serve his time in jail, then come back. And when he comes back, I don't know if the constitution allows, I highly doubt if it allows, but Mandela was in jail for some, whatever. If he comes out after 20 years and is able to run for a political seat again, well and good. But as long as he's paid for the fucking mistakes that he did, you know, where DJ Shiti, I've never heard you anywhere call that shit out, unaona? So what kind of an analogy is that, bana? Don't give us stupid analogies that you don't live by. Don't give us fucking stupid codes that you don't stand out, that you don't stand by. Una get? So that was so hypocritical of DJ Shiti to even say. And DJ Shiti, bro, whether you like it or not, TikTok has made stars and they are making good money, bana. Watu wanauza ikuu so bana. So you are driving magari, you know, watu wa LGBTQ communities, as much as we like or not, are driving magari from selling us on TikTok. Una get? So those were very ignorant remarks, but I think we really need to weigh the things we say, not even as artists, as individuals as well. We really need to weigh the shit we say. You know, we shouldn't get carried away and overexcited and just start spewing nonsense. We really need to weigh the shit we say before we say the shit that we say. So DJ Shiti, you get an L for that, man.